Well, hello again, and welcome to Roland's Reviews. As we can see, as usual, LA is in shambles. Boom. Very first truth bomb. So, do me one small favor and hit that like button for me, please. And I'm going to give you some volume so you can hear what's going on out there. All right, let me turn the volume down a second here. Okay, there we go. So again, right, Chad, and it does not. Hit the like button, please, folks, as you enter the chat room. So I was going to show you what was going on live, and I have a couple of other videos to share with you. So this is what they're doing. It's California. What did you expect? Looks like a bomb has exploded. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Jeffrey. So share this on your various forms of social media, please, folks. Oh, Darla, I know. Darla, those are the people who don't have more than 2 brain cells. Boom. You actually have to have more than 2 so you can actually, do a little critical thinking. They can't do that. All right, I'll give a few more people some time, and then I have, and again, we know we've already discussed some of these situations, these judges. Remember, AOC was telling them how to avoid ICE. They're just doing the most as it relates to these illegals. Okay, so if they would take some of that energy and use that towards American citizens, hey, that would help them a lot. But that makes too much sense, so they won't do that. All right. I will do the roll call now. Here we go. All right, here we are. All right. Chicago Hood, how are you doing? Chicago Hood, be careful. I know you're driving, so keep your eyes on the road, please. Thank you. Florida, of course, who helps run the channel, is here. Tube State, how are you? CJ Parks is here. How are you doing, love? Darla is making some lasagna. Just FedEx all of us some lasagna, please. Thank you, dear. Who else is here? I don't want to miss anyone. Mayor is here. How are you? Jeffrey, Chad, haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything is okay. Joey is here. Dorian, how are you all doing? Of course, Tina's here. How are you? Tina said the Democrats, to keep encouraging this behavior, need to start going to jail. Yeah, and I'm not going to help ICE. And then you just look at your city and the people who are out here destroying their city. Some of the people are walking around with flags of Mexico. So just go ahead and deport them to Mexico, because that's obviously where they want to be. They're not walking around with American flags. They're walking around with Mexico's flags. So, okay, there you go. Isaiah, how you doing, love? Nothing whatsoever. My teacher didn't see me for the last 4 days. I don't know why. Jeffrey, exactly. You're playing hooky, and don't let it happen again. You can't learn anything, Jeffrey, if you don't show up for class. So get yourself together, young man. And so this is what they're doing. Let you hear some of this. Let's see. I'll show you. I have some other videos that'll show you some of the action that took place. They're sort of at a standstill now, but I've been watching this for a good part of the day. So there have been some clashes with the police and with ICE. Um, yeah, hello to everyone coming in. Thank you, Darla, for greeting everyone. Thank you so much. Hit that like button, folks. Also, if you have any other form of social media, please share it on your social media pages. Thank you so much. It's very much appreciated. So riots erupt in LA as ICE agents arrest illegal migrants. So they've become emboldened because you have all these loonies telling them, how to escape. Don't listen to ICE. You have rights. You don't have to go with them. So these people are nuts. How you doing, Laurie? There are your kitty cats, young lady. And so this is the result. And now these people, all these people who are here from all these other countries, if they tried this in the country that they actually originated from, well, they'd probably just never be seen again. They just come up missing. Jeffrey, you did? Okay. This right here makes the LA 92 LA riots more reasonable. Okay. All right, let's see what she's saying. So the video that we're watching is live. I just wanted to let you know. So I'll be pausing the volume so we can talk. They would never get away with it. Mayor, in their home countries, oh my God. No, they'd be tortured. And again, they would just come up missing. They would just be wiped out totally. So tell me what your thoughts are, folks. This is where we are. ICE is trying to do their job. And of course, the loonies are trying to prevent them from doing their jobs. Dorian, I don't know. I can't tell at this point. All right. You see what you're looking at, the same thing I'm looking at. And again, I think it's sad. Right, Tina? There's no way an American would go to either of any of their countries. Tina, if an American went to one of those countries and did something like this, they would come up missing. Boom. Tina, you're absolutely right. So again, it's so bad over here. So how about you self-deport, right? Self-deport. That's all I can say. And I was looking the video that I did last night. I think it was U.S. Army was asking if what's her face, the super mayor, had been arrested, and I told him, I pulled it up in last night's video. It was only in the Chicagoland Journal or something like that. So it's that I've seen it nowhere else. So I'm pretty sure she has not. They're also saying that Andrew Holmes had been was in custody. I can find that nowhere. So we'll have to wait and see, because when she finally is arrested, it will be plastered everywhere, right? So everyone's waiting for the shoe to drop on her situation. All right. And it will drop. All right. Let's listen. Let's see if they're saying anything else. Robert, I have a video to share with you about Karen Bass, because she is putting ICE agents' lives in jeopardy, and she's refusing to help them. This is live. What we're looking at now, this is live footage, yes. Sounds Bantu, how are you, love? I haven't seen you here in a while. Yes, she does need to be placed under the jail with everything that she has been uh responsible for in LA. Yeah, she needs to go. But again, that's what happens when you just hiring people for DEI purposes. Jacqueline, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope life is treating you well. Yeah, this is live, folks. I'm just pausing the volume so that you can hear me, so we can talk and interact back and forth. Okay, this is live. Is it live or is it Memorex? It's live. Boom. Sounds bad too. Okay, that makes sense. Hit the like button for me, folks. Those of you who have various forms of social media, if you will, share it on your social media pages. Of course, Dorian, and you know that already. You know who they're going to blame. Okay, Jackie, we're glad you're here. Let me see, Jackie. All right, Jacqueline. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. I had some other people to drop into the chat recently, and they were like, "Oh, I've been working overtime. Hey, get all you can get, right?" How you doing, U.S. Army? Retired. Thank you for your service, sir. Hello. You're late, but you're here. You're here. That's all that counts. Sounds Bantu says, I'm from LA too. Have not heard anything. Of course not, Sounds Bantu. Of course not. So that's just where we are. Let me see if they're saying anything. See the police riot here. So this is happening. Riots and protests are happening because Tom Homan and Trump, they are ratcheting up the these raids. And again, you have federal judges trying to help people escape and they don't want them arrested. These people are nuts. I'm not losing my livelihood for people who aren't even citizens. That is crazy. Robert says, deport those protesters. I'm sick and tired of them along with these illegals. Yeah. Yep. Deport, deport, deport. They think we are supposed to be not with this protest. Okay. Yeah. They can have all that. Tom Holman, I'm going to sit back and just watch. Right? I'm not going anywhere. I'm not protesting anything. So whatever happens, just happens. All right. And I'm seeing a lot of these people who have been here for years and years and years. What the heck? Why did you not get your paperwork together? Dorian, this is like selling your soul to the devil. Yes. Sounds bad too. It's about time because I've been in a few accidents with illegals. Sounds bad too. I'm sorry. Mayor, they have nothing better to do on a Saturday. Obviously, Mayor. U.S. Army. And they wonder why normal people don't want them around. The LA mayor is a disgrace. U.S. Army, I have a video to see. Look at that. Look at this guy. So deport, deport, deport. You have your home country and walking around, and you're in America. We can't go to another country and do that. Look at that. And that's all I've seen today. And I've been watching this footage for a while, even on other channels. This is live, folks. Yes, Dorian, exactly. And I have some footage from earlier. Let me see. We'll go back to the live, and then I have a video from Fox News with the director of ICE talking about Karen Bass. She needs to be impeached. She just needs to be removed from office. Just leave. Have I noticed what, Jeffrey? I mean, I must have missed something. Dorian said, going back to Cali. I don't think so. That was a rap song from LL Cool J in the 90s, going back to Cali. Who the heck is, no one's going back. You're right. No one wants to go to Cali now. They are horrible. What a bad, just cut the whole state off. They're just, who would want to live there? Hit that like button for me, folks. Let me share some footage from earlier. Let me see. Okay. So again, this has been ongoing. And then we'll get back to the live video, but I wanted to share this with you. "44 arrested in massive immigration crackdown." All right, I'll continue. Okay. You see city council demanding a full accounting from ICE, and they're sitting there and won't even assist. All of those people need to be removed from office. Robert, AOC calls them dreamers. I call them criminals. Boom. Holman says we need 3,000 a day. Yeah, Holman's a wildcat. He is, hey, he's the real deal. Tina said those poor officers, yeah, Barnes, they think they can repeat summer of 2020 and things have since changed. Yes, they have. CJ, President Trump may have to declare martial law in LA and send in the military. CJ, that's what they were talking about. That because their mayor says we're not helping anything, and so the ICE agents' their lives are in jeopardy. Tina, it is maddening. Jeffrey, we have to keep law and order. If not, yeah. Jacqueline, I would have moved during the scam-demic if my only daughter was not here. Jackie, I cannot blame you one bit, love. Hit that like button, folks. Share this stream out on your various forms of social media. So I wanted to share that with you. Let me show you about Miss Bass. And those of you who've been here on the channel for a while, I did a video on Miss Bass. And she needs to go. Remember, she took that trip, was it to what? Ghana? She went to Africa as LA burned, right? God. And then she fired the police chief like it was her fault. And they're both DEI hires. They're both. Well, the fire chief was, Bass fired her. CJ, there's probably 1,000 to 2,000 illegals in the middle of those riots. Yeah. Tube steak, Miss Bass. Yeah, but she's still calling the orders tube steak. And I have a Fox video to share with you. And the director of ICE, he is totally disgusted with her. There is no way I would live in California. No way. So let me show you. So again, ICE officers' lives are in jeopardy. And not just in LA, all over America in these sanctuary cities. That is crazy. Jeffrey, Robcat, how you doing? Tube Steak, Mayor, CJ, Barnes, Tina, Jackie. If any of us, sounds bad too, if any of us committed a crime and the U.S. Marshals needed to arrest us, our local sheriff's department or local police department will come to our home, arrest us, and detain us until they arrive to pick us up. They will not help with these illegals. No, 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 no. They are the untouchables. Sounds bad too said the majority of the police officers here in LA are Hispanic. Okay. Donna DeRose, Clowin pivot. I mentioned the Cloward pivot strategy. Yeah, that's exactly right. Never would I move to LA. Oh no, I would never, ever move to California, period. All right, let me show you what the ICE director had to say about Miss Bass. And again, I've already done a video on her, so we know, she's done. How strange is it that Bass is out on a trip when this is going on? She was in Africa when LA was burning to the ground, CJ. She always see, and so this is what I want people to do. Wake up and see the people you're voting for aren't doing anything for you. This is what we've been talking about. Oh my God. All right, listen to this. And then I mentioned Abrego Garcia, he's coming. He'll be tried, probably convicted, and redeported. All right, here we go.
Meanwhile, the White House releasing this statement after Abrego Garcia's charges were unsealed, in part saying Abrego Garcia was never an innocent Maryland man. Abrego Garcia is an illegal alien terrorist, gang member, and human trafficker who has spent his entire life abusing innocent people, especially women and the most vulnerable. Reaction now from Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons. Mr. Director, thank you for being here. Your reaction to Abrego Garcia coming back now facing 2 counts of human smuggling.
Well, first, thanks, Griff, for having me. No, it's great. Very proud of the work the men and women of ICE, FBI, DOJ did to in this investigation. Homeland Security Investigations from the get-go investigated this man for being an MS-13 terrorist gang member. And through that,
remember, the libs, the loonies have been telling us since he was deported, he's just the greatest ever. He's not a gang member. Father of the year. Who are you going to believe, folks? Type it in the comment section. I'll continue.
Investigation, we've now seen these human trafficking charges come, and it's great to see the Department of Justice, Attorney General Bondi, and the President take the action on this. Secretary Noma said from the beginning that this man is a criminal. He's an MS-13 gang member, and we were going to seek justice and do that investigation. So now he's back in the United States, and he will face justice.
All right. What are your thoughts, folks? Let me get rid of the commercial. So again, there are all these, and all these, that's what I'm saying, all these Democrat voters, you need to remember, they're running to El Salvador. What are they doing for you? I've already given you statistics and numbers. So if your district is in New Jersey, where was that? I forgot. It will come to me. One of the highest poverty areas in Jersey, and you're running to El Salvador. And if I lived in that district, I would have a serious issue with that. All right. Here we go.
Can you confirm for us, Director Lyons, that there is a current deportation order for Abrego Garcia, meaning regardless of whether he's convicted or not, he will be deported?
Yes. So after his sentence, after he has his due process and these charges for human trafficking go forward, based on his conviction or the outcome of that case, he will be sent back and deported from the United States, and that judge's order will be affected.
So even if he's found not guilty of these charges, he's being deported somewhere?
Yeah, we will go ahead and affect that lawful judge's deportation order.
And would he be sent back to El Salvador, or would it have to go to another country?
We'll go ahead and cross that road when we get to it, but we are going to affect that deportation officer.
All right. I want to turn now to the violence we saw playing out in Los Angeles. We saw protesters taking to the streets, clashing with police following a series of ICE arrests across the city. The mayor, Karen Bass, responding to those arrests in a letter to residents last night, saying in part, these tactics sow terror in our communities and disrupt basic principles of safety in our city. It makes people fearful to attend school, workplaces, houses of worship, community spaces, and so much more. After I learned of the reported immigration enforcement actions today, I went out to see for myself. I was on the ground speaking with families who have been impacted and community leaders. I told them that LA will always stand with them and stand for what's right. What's your reaction to the mayor who says she's not going to stand for this?
It's absolutely disgusting. I can't believe that an elected official would say that. She would block and stop lawful law enforcement officers from doing their job. And if she was on the ground yesterday, then she was there representing criminals. She was representing rapists, gang members, human traffickers. All they were arrested yesterday. 118 individuals were arrested. And then she called for the LA police not to assist us.
Did everyone hear that, or shall I rewind it? The mayor told the LA police not to assist. And you heard the type of people that they are arresting. Oh, that's right. With the leftist loonies, all of these guys will be candidates for Father of the Year. Right. So this is ludicrous. Yes, Dorian. Local. Yes. U.S. Army said Mayor Bass needs to remove the B from her name. Woo! Shots fired. So again, this is what I was talking about earlier. They are actually endangering the lives of the ICE agents. And they're telling mayors in these sanctuary cities, they need to be held responsible for that. Tyranny, yes, Dorian, without representation, it's tyranny. Yes, Barnes, she is loco. CJ, El Salvadorian president may have to start construction to add to his prison. CJ, boom. Yeah, because he has a lot of people coming. Right, Darla, I'm with you. Tina, yes. How inept can you be? She needs to go to jail. And again, folks, these loonies are endangering the ICE agents' lives, and they are making these people bold. Again, they're helping these people. They're telling them, you don't have to listen to the agents. And hey, this is how you can escape. And you have rights. No, you don't. You're not even American citizens. Stop it. So they are making these people emboldened. All right, here we go.
So the worst thing in America is the fact that we had 40 ICE officers and Federal Protective Service officers inside a building trapped. So we're in a major U.S. city, and we have law enforcement officers trapped, surrounded by over 1,000 protesters, and the LAPD would not respond to help those officers in their time of need.
Okay, did you hear that? That's why I'm playing this clip for you. People's lives, ICE agents' lives are in danger. Mayors of these so-called sanctuary cities tell them, stand down, do not help. Yeah, she needs to go to jail. She needs to go to jail. What are your thoughts on that? I'm giving you my thoughts, but I want to know what you think about it as well. Hit that like button, folks. Share this stream out. Thank you so much. Yes, James, and you know I am. That's why I'm staying in North Carolina. We're allowed to keep our pew, pew. I don't want to say it, but you know what I'm talking about. Pow, pow. Yeah. All right, let me start this video up again.
Over 2 hours it took for them to come get there. And Mayor Bass blocked those law enforcement officers from coming and helping my officers and agents. It's absolutely disgusting and shouldn't happen in the United States.
And it comes on the heels, Director Lyons, of the San Diego City Councilman, Sean Elo Rivera, putting terrorists across a picture of some of your officers carrying out a raid, saying that the public should, quote, fight back. Are we headed on a dangerous trajectory here?
100%. I think we are. And it's this rhetoric of elected officials that are putting ICE officers and agents in danger every day. Secretary Noem has made it clear she was not going to stand for this. The president's administration is not going to stand for this. If you make threats against ICE officers or other federal law enforcement officers, you will be held accountable. Whether you're an elected official or you're someone on the street, if you have a criminal act and you threaten law enforcement officers, then we will take action against you.
You've also now got calls from everybody from Boston's Mayor Michelle Wu to now the House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries calling for unmasking, essentially doxing your agents and officers. Here's a little bit of what Jeffries had to say. Listen here.
And you know, doxing, so they're also having, they're releasing these agents personal, private information, you know, phone numbers and where they live, their addresses. This is what the loonies are doing. And you wonder why you can't win an election. If one ICE officer is hurt, the mayor should be charged with accessory. Yes, U.S. Army. Yes, Chicago Hood. Someone needs to step in. Trump or Holman. Yes, I told you what Trump needs to do. He could stop all this, pull off federal funding. Pull it, all of it. Just let them fall into the abyss. Pull all federal funding. Period. Boom. All right, here we go.
Every single ICE agent who's engaged in this aggressive overreach and are trying to hide their identities from the American people will be unsuccessful in doing that. This is America. This is not the Soviet Union. And every single one of them, no matter what it takes, no matter how long it takes, will of course be identified.
So you see what they're doing, folks? Yeah, they're doxing them. They want everyone to know who they are and where they live. Barnes, yes, he needs to be removed ASAP.
What does that do to your officers and agents?
Well, that makes them afraid for themselves and their family. So ICE agents wouldn't have to wear masks if rhetoric that calls for them to be doxxed isn't out there. So in the beginning of our enforcement operations, you didn't see officers and agents masked. However, these radical groups, these people for the calling of the doxing of ICE agents, calling them Nazis, calling them terrorists, sparked so much protest and threats against ICE agents, including their officers and families. So now you've dragged officers' families and agents' families and their kids into a situation that's totally unsafe. ICE agents wouldn't have to wear those masks or hide their identity if people weren't putting them out in the public. And I can speak from experience. It happened to me in the last administration, and my family had to deal with protesters showing up at 3 o'clock in the morning, mass protesters, from Antifa that came from another state to travel all the way to my house and terrorize my family. So I know exactly what the men and women of ICE go through every day, and it's dangerous.
What is the impact on a wife, on a spouse, on children?
I mean, your job should never go home with you, especially a job that's honorable and respected as being a law enforcement officer. It puts them in fear. You know, a wife or a son or a daughter should not go to bed worried about if dad's job or mom's job is going to bring terrorists, mass terrorists, to their house to protest them, someplace that's supposed to be their sanctuary. Yet we have elected officials calling for that to happen to ICE agents and officers' families. It's disgusting.
I want to ask you, Director Lyons, you just had this week record arrest days. You had over 2,300 on one day, followed up a 2,200 arrest days. You're going after literally the worst of the worst criminals. But what keeps Todd Lyons up at night?
Honestly, what keeps me up at night is the fact of the men and women of ICE who I represent. We are going after some of the most dangerous, hardened criminals in the U.S., unknown people that came in under the last administration, more than 10 million that we don't know about. They're actual terrorists out there. And the safety of the men and women of ICE is my top priority, along with the safety of everyone in the United States. We just had an Al-Qaeda member arrested in Philadelphia. That is the people that ICE is going after. So I'm very scared of the fact of the safety, not only of the men and women of the United States, but of the people of the United States that these criminal actors can cause harm to, and the fact that politicians and elected officials won't let us do our duly sworn duty to get them out of our country.
Will you back down?
No, we're going to go full force. Secretary Noem and the president have now given us the ability to do our full law enforcement duty, what we signed up for, and that is to enforce immigration law and to protect the people of the United States. And the men and women of ICE won't back down. We're going to keep going, and we're going to keep doing our duty as we're sworn to do.
Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons, thank you for taking time today, and we hope that you and your agents and officers.
Yeah, so you see where we are. Robert said, I'm tired of the entitlement of these illegals. Yes. CJ says, put a wall across California, send Snake Plissken if needed. Okay. Tina, they never said that about these Palestinians and the Muslims with their faces covered. Boom. You see how they operate. What we've been saying, Tina, forever. Yes. Mayor says totalitarianism equals Jeffries. Mayor said the criminals can wear masks. Yes. Chicago, I think Trump should invoke martial law in every sanctuary city. Boom. I am for that. Yes. And again, pull federal funding ASAP. That will stop a lot of these issues and problems. Jeffrey, it's not just sanctuary cities, this whole USA and beyond. Yeah. America's under attack. We need the military. Yes, Tina. There should be a federal law prohibiting wearing any type of mask hiding your face. If wearing, you go to jail. Okay. All right. So I wanted to share that with you. Let's get back. We'll get back to all right. I'm back. We'll get back to Robert says send the protesters to El Salvador. All right, we need to get back so we can see what's currently going on with the riots. Let me see. All right, so So we see what's going on with that. All right, I have another video to share with you. Hit that like button, folks. Also, please share the stream out. I really appreciate that. All right, so I can show you. All right. Another video here. So there's plenty of footage. All right, here we go.
Onto armored vehicles through the streets of Los Angeles. It's images like these that are striking fear into migrant communities across America, where an already zealous immigration department known as ICE has been instructed to ramp up their raids and are doing so with enthusiasm. On Tuesday, 2,200 people were arrested, a record high. Protests against the treatment of migrants took place outside detention centres, with one gathering turning violent. Elsewhere, demonstrators criticised the arbitrary nature of the arrests.
Our community is under attack and is being terrorized. These are workers. These are fathers. These are mothers. And this has to stop.
The record total comes after instruction from the White House demanding that ICE arrest 3,000 people a day, even without warrants. But the approach has been criticised for denying basic legal rights.
They just told us right now that they're suspending all attorney visits, so they're denying access to us attorneys who are here to represent clients.
The chaotic nature of the new approach is epitomised by the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, wrongfully deported to El Salvador in March. A legal showdown between the courts and President Trump left him languishing in a notorious El Salvadorian prison for months. Yesterday, the White House announced they were bringing him back to face charges.
How you doing, Chris? So, you're fine, right, Mayor? Yeah, the Rob Cat. In the eyes of the loonies, these are fathers of the year. And they're just talking about what I've already played for you. So these are fathers of the year in their eyes only. For your eyes only. Remember that song by Sheena Easton? Oh my God. So let me stop sharing that. Yeah, so they are nuts. Oh my God. Let me get you back to the live. Oh my God. All right, here we go. See Okay, CJ says they're illegals, lady. I don't care if they are farmers or whatever else. They're illegals. Be gone, and she can go with them. CJ is fed up. Oh my God. Oh wow. So yeah, California is like another country. Period. Yes, Chicago Hood, Sheena Easton. All right. Yeah.
Everybody in. They're bringing the big guns now.
Mayor said, make California a part of Mexico. Boom. Okay. Oh my goodness. Dorian said California is now South Africa. Dorian said, I don't want someone eating dogs and cats in my neighborhood. No, I don't want that either. Yes, U.S. Army, that's what you try to tell people when people drop into the chat saying this channel is anti-immigrant. The immigrants who are here don't want them here either. So what do you say to that, right? Yep, they don't want them either. Chicago Hood. The United States is unrecognizable since 2010. That's when all this, they really started ramping up. Yeah, 15 years of this, and we are done. Facts. And again, this is what drives me nuts. They're walking around with their country's flag. So that's where you need to go, ma'ams. Okay? You're not in your country. You came here. You fled your, and see here again, over here. You fled your country and you're not carrying an American flag. You're carrying your country's flags. Make it make sense. That I have a serious problem with that. I do. And of course, all the damage they're causing, who has to foot the bill? The taxpayers of California, right? Chris says he agrees. Chris, what are you agreeing to, dear? I'm just saying, you fled your country and you're walking around with your country's flags. That does not make sense to me. Maybe I'm slow. Someone type it in the comment section and explain it to me because I don't get that. Right. You fled your country. Why are you walking around with your country's flag? Chicago Hood said the only thing commented down right now is Nutty Buddy. Okay. U.S. Army retired. Progressives can't make it make sense. They have no sense to begin with. Boom. Oh my God. I mean, I've never understood that. Let's see what they're saying. Anything. Let's see.
Remaining present at an unlawful assembly, which means that you must leave the area I just described. If you remain in the area I just described, you will be involved in violation of Penal Code Section 409. The following routes of dispersal are available. You have 10 minutes to disperse. It is currently 2.
Okay, so the volume is cut again. Wayman, how are you? Wayman, I'm an American citizen, so that's not a concern for ICE coming after me to arrest me. Wayman says, wondering if you will feel the same when they come after us blacks. I'm an American citizen, Wayman. Tijuana border jumper, how you doing, love? Los Angeles has turned into, yes, a crapper. Yes, Tijuana. I would not live there to save my life. OMG. Oh. This is just completely tyranny and dishonesty right here. Yes. Right, Florida. I'm an American citizen. So, Wayman, you have to explain that question. I don't understand, dear. Chris, it's a slap to the face to the veterans that served. Makes me mad, but do they help those homeless vets? No. And that, Chris, I have a problem with that too. Right. That I have a major problem with that. I've said forever, help Americans first. Robert has an interesting question here. Who's smarter, Karen Bass or Brandon Johnson? First of all, Robert, that's a loaded question because the answer is neither. Boom. Between them, they don't have one brain cell. They can't. Mayor said it's a tie. Right, Chicago Hood. That's what I was trying to tell Wayman. Wayman, I hope you're an American citizen. Hit that like button for me, folks, please. Thank you so much. Yes, Florida, as far as I know. Dorian, they're all stupid like the Superman. Yes, Jeffrey. Yeah. Right. Hey, CJ Parks. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You gotta have something. If you want to be with me, rest in peace. R.I.P. Billy Preston. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Oh my goodness. Right, Mayor? Boom. All right. So I just wanted to come on and show you some footage, talk to you for a short period of time, and just look at what they're doing here. Let's listen and see if they're saying anything else here.
Yeah, they're coming this way. Everybody's getting out of here.
It is right to rebel! I say it go to hell! It is right to rebel! I say it go to hell! You guys turn around! They're gonna tear gas us! We gotta go upwind or they're gonna tear gas us and everyone's gonna disperse and roof the ground!
Tijuana Border Jumper, thank you for the super chat, love. I just shared some hearts with you. Tijuana Border Jumper says, I'm Mexican, born in the USA. Family was here when Texas got annexed. Just because your skin has beautiful color doesn't make you a target for deportation. Get educated, you big dummies. Boom. Tijuana, when you said that, it makes me think about Sanford and Son. That was his favorite line. You big dummy. Oh boy. Woo! Preach it, Tijuana. Yes. Oh my God. Let's see what these people are doing here.
You just had the
All right,
best
what are
sleep
your
of your
thoughts,
life.
folks? Let me get rid of the commercial. What are your thoughts? Wayman disappeared on us. I don't know if he stuck around to hear the answer. Malik, how you doing? All right.
The following routes of dispersal are available. You have 10 minutes. It is currently 2:18 p.m.
So that's why they brought the big boys in to lock everybody up. But you're so at this point, he's going to get by.
There's someone else waving their flag from Mexico. So again, deport. Why are you here? Where's your American flag? Yes, Mayor. Unfortunately, they never make a show like that now because Fred talked about everybody, just like All in the Family. This is the big one, Elizabeth. Yes, Chicago. Woo! Good stuff. Good stuff. Chicago Hood said troll. Okay, where's the troll? Did I miss it? Oh wow. Oh my God. I'm just laughing. You have to laugh to keep from crying. Oh, James, the world's worst music comes from Mexico. Oh, I don't know about that, James, but I like all music. I don't care. Florida and participate in Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Okay, Florida, I don't know. I missed something. Oh, okay, Jeffrey. I thought I missed something there. So yeah, we need to let's see what else I had to share if I had anything else. Wayman, I'm an American from Chicago, ex-military, retired in Mexico. Okay, Wayman. Yeah. Wayman, you're fine. If you're an American, you're fine. Hit that like button for us, please, folks. We're almost to 50 likes. Woohoo! Me too, Chicago Hood. All right. Yeah, and I'm thinking Tom Holman was talking about, the way, the violence is escalating and people are protesting against these raids. Nothing good is going to come from this. And these Democrats will have blood on their hands as usual. So Tom Holman has even talked about it, that's a possibility. We'll see. But yeah, these raids, woo. And they put the people on there and they're crying, oh my God, this is horrible. How about cry for some American citizens for a change? How about that? That's what I say. Something they'll never do. All right. Where are we? CJ, Ellie, Selena. Yeah, I like Selena's music. R.I.P. Yeah. Liberals, that's all. They're all brainwashed. Okay. Chicago and Mexico, what's the difference? Okay. All right. So we have to wait and see, folks, where this is all leading. But I'm just afraid the situation will continue to deteriorate, is what I'm thinking. And we're going to lay this at the feet on the doorstep of Biden and Harris. So again, they did all of this and left these people high and dry. Why aren't they held accountable for this? I'm just asking for a friend. They had all these people come over here. Now they're gone. And we're dealing with the aftermath. Good eye. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Chicago Hood, fun fact. When I was in Spain, they had the show on Evita. I actually watched the play Evita in Barcelona, Spain. Thank you for the super chat. Tijuana border jumper. Yeah, I'm sending you some more hearts, love. Thank you so much for your support. Tijuana says, I went to work in Canada legally. When my visa expired, I left the day before. It's not that hard to do the right thing. Boom. Yes. Here we go. I still say, I'm going to stop this because I have another video to show you, but this is escalating, folks. So I will stop sharing this and share another video. So we need to lay this all on the doorstep of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, the Curry Queen. I mean, they're destroying federal buildings. They're all kinds of property damage. It's awful. They're dying to come here and then they complain. Boom. Wayman, why not put the blame where it belongs? Trump's racist policies. All right, Wayman. Okay, that's your opinion. All right. That's not my opinion, but that's fine. We all may have a different opinion. Jeffrey. Wait a minute. I'm trying to hit the heart here. Thank you for the super chat, love. There it is. I'm sending you some hearts. All right, there we go. Thank all of you for your support. I appreciate that. Selena Gomez was born and raised in Houston, Texas. Okay. I know Selena was American, but her Latina music was, yeah, she had some good music. I really enjoyed her music. All right, here are these people protesters destroying a federal building. Here you go. Yeah, I was one of you said why the idiot that was trying to destroy the concrete column. What the heck? What are you doing? Chris says nope, but money talks. Uncle is retired military and former chief of police in New Mexico on border. Trust me, many dirty cops, judges, lawyers, and you guessed it, sanctuary cities and the cartel kickbacks. Oh yeah, boom. CJ, well, Mayor Bass, you have now escalated the departure of more Californians from California. U-Haul and whatever other moving companies are going to be busy. Yeah. Who the heck would live in California? Except the elites, and they're not affected by all this because they're so far from uh, all of these things that are going on. But so we're back to, I'll show in the live. I'm not going to stay with you. It's just the same old, same old. It's still live. All right. The Summer of Love, Jackie. Chicago Hood, every illegal and all who support them should leave. Also, all Dems who hate USA can leave too. That way, the real Americans can repair all the damage they've inflicted upon the USA. That's right, Chicago. Deport, deport, deport. Yes. Chris, they're idiots. Go back to your country since you're carrying the flag. Boom. That was the property of the Veterans Memorial Hospital. Yeah. I feel like I'm watching a scary movie scene and some blonde girl wants to go inside of a haunted house. Dorian, Jeffrey, shows how dumb they are. These people are idiots. Yeah, Tina. Chicago mayor said, but he's a good boy. Of course he is. Yeah, son of the year. These people are both stupid and dumb at the same time. Oh, wow. Dorian, Chicago, they're breaking up the concrete to throw at the police. Yeah, yeah. Destroying public property. They don't care about this country at all. No, Vipa. And we see that because they're walking around draped in their country's flag, the country that they fled from. Some of them went through what, 3, 4, 5, 6 other countries to get here. And this is what some of them are doing. Caesar, how you doing, love? Yes. U.S. Army says, all I see is peaceful protest. Woo! Oh my goodness. Oh wow. We're going to have to get U.S. Army some new glasses, a new prescription or something. I don't know. Yes, silent majority. How are you? Hit the like button. Those of you just coming in, deport, deport, deport. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's what we've been saying. Virtual reality. The protesters are heating up in Chicago too. Meantime, citizens are busy working, shopping, etc., not caring while protesters are getting louder, more aggressive, and out of order. Virtual reality. We just, before you joined the chat, we said this is not going to end well. And you know, someone's really going to be severely injured or killed. And we said, since these idiot mayors in these sanctuary cities, they're telling their officers, do not help, do not assist. So make sure you go back and do the replay. The director of ICE came on and told us about what Karen Bass did. And some of his officers were trapped in a building and thousands of violent protesters were outside. She said, nope, she needs to be removed. I mean, today. That is not, well, you and all of you who've been here, you know what I said. Pull all federal funding ASAP. Wayman, apparently most of these people on this chat don't recall our civil rights struggles. Wayman, I recall all of the civil rights struggles. What does that have to do with this? Explain, please, sir. Because I don't know which angle you're coming from. Because we're talking about non-American citizens. Black Americans are citizens. Jane Wayman, is your check given in pesos? Okay. LA even vandalized the Kobe Bryant mural. Wow. Virtual reality. Does anyone remember the history of Chicago? The Chicago riots back in the 60s started out as protesting that turned to rioting, martial law, National Guard, shoot to kill orders from Mayor Daley. Yeah, I'm a big history buff, virtual reality, so I am aware of that. I'm familiar with that. U.S. Army, don't equate civil rights with illegal. That's what I'm saying. You're comparing, Wayman, you're comparing apples and oranges. Okay. Tijuana border jumper. Wayman is arguing for argument's sake. He's not making sense. Right, Tijuana, because he's comparing apples and oranges. See if they're saying anything different.
Area. You remain in the area. You will be a violation of penal code.
CJ, what are you posting, love? Unless it's YouTube, because I don't see. I can see when someone's comments have been blocked. CJ, and you none of your comments have been blocked unless YouTube is doing something. When a moderator blocks comments, I can see it on my end. So that's probably YouTube again, CJ. More than likely, CJ. That's happened to me too on a YouTuber that I follow. I was typing things and it wouldn't go through. So that has happened to me. Yeah, I don't see it, CJ said. It must be YT. Yeah, CJ, nothing you've said has been blocked. When it's blocked, I see it. And I've seen nothing blocked. Yes, Chicago Hood, we love CJ. CJ's fine. All right, let's see what they're saying here. Thank you, Vipa. Vipa clarified. Yeah, it's YT. Yeah, that's YT that's blocking. Because when someone blocks, I can see when a moderator blocks someone. So that's why. Yeah, thank you, Vipa, for the clarification. That's YT, CJ. Unfortunately, Bluebird buses to fill. Yes, CJ. Oh yeah, yes, Florida. Thank you for clarification, dear. Yeah, that's YT, CJ. They block words. I'm not blocking it. None of the moderators are. That's a YT deal, unfortunately. Hit that like button, folks, if you will. Share this video out if you are enjoying it so we can bring more people into the conversation. I'm enjoying myself. I really am. Yes, Chicago Hood. That's why I wish we had a legitimate competitor for YT. And when we got fed up with them, we could just go to their competitor. But there is no legitimate competitor. Let's see what they're saying here.
You guys should leave because they're going to do that over here too. So yeah, you should probably leave. They've already made their announcements.
Right, Florida. The only way users are blocked is when they come in, name calling and trolling, being disrespectful. But for the most part, we have an older chat. We're too old for nonsense and shenanigans, so we don't have that. Sometimes we'll have a random person drop in, but the moderators, they all take care of it, so we don't have too many of those. Barnes says we have a beautiful Civil Rights Institute not far from the 16th Street Baptist Church, and I remember our city being called Birmingham. Wow, Barnes. Barnes has some civil rights history here. All right. They're crying because they can't get their way. Right, Robert. Yeah, know it. Yep. You know. All right. CJ, that deputy has to look pretty. She made sure to put that makeup on. Okay, CJ. With all that smoke and everything, all this action she's involved in, I don't know how long that makeup is going to last. Yeah, Tijuana, I just pause it so we can talk sometimes, but I'm going to give you some more sound effects. There you go. Excellent point, Chicago Hood. Don't you remember when they burned the police station down? Yeah, in Minneapolis. I had never seen that in my lifetime. That's like I was like, something's up. They had to abandon it a few years ago, and Antifa is in every protest. Chicago Hood said demons for hire. Boom. Facts. Oh my God. So that's where we are, folks. And that's all I wanted to share with you. Come on, and Sounds Bent too. We have sheriffs here in LA, most are Hispanic. Okay, Sounds Bent too. Beverly, yeah, I'd never seen that in my lifetime. So I'm like, there's something up with this. And that's what I started digging and researching. Because I'm like, no, I've never, ever seen this happen. So I was like, okay, what's really going on here? And then I started digging. So, but that's all I have. And I'll be live tomorrow, 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And hey, I enjoyed you. And let me see. Okay. I'll probably continue to look at some of this footage. And we know, how many of you remember? Now I'm taking you way back now. Okay, Tijuana Border Jumper. Thank you for your super chat, love. Let me send you some more hearts. I'm going to sing you a song. Tijuana, I'm going to make you feel real old with this next song. All that accomplishes nothing. It's a complete disgrace and shows the destructive state of human nature. Tijuana, boom. All right, listen to this. There's something happening here. But what it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I've got to beware. I think it's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Yeah. 1966, Buffalo Springfield. Woo! Chicago Hood says, I just love the Rowland family. Praying for all. Thank you. I love you too, Chicago. We pray. We thank you for your support. Even the trolls to be released from their indoctrination. Boom. Yes. Remember in October when they gave these folks $50,000 toward a home VIPA? Yes. Everything they've done has been for non-American citizens. Barnes, Roland, always enjoy. Barnes, I love having you to stop by. Stop by tomorrow as well, 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, love. I always enjoy you as well. Tijuana, yes, Tijuana, I took you back to 1966. There's battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds. Woo, getting so much resistance from way behind. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Woo. I went back deep. I went back to 1966. Woo. All right, let me see here. So we'll leave it there. I don't think, let me see. Volume. Yeah, it's pretty much at a standstill now. So, but I wanted to come on and share that with you. How come Maxine Waters isn't saying, Mad Max is not going to say anything now? She doesn't like it. She does not want these illegals deported. CJ standing out there in their pajamas. What a deteriorating generation. Boom. CJ, come to the public schools. They come to school in their pajamas, head wraps, scarves. It just come to a public school in America. You'll see. Tijuana border jumper. Mad Maxine Waters is hiding in her mansion in the white hoods. Boom. She's like, I'm too old for this. But when it's time for that vote, she'll be back out. These people are very infuriating. Yes, Mad Max has security and fences. Boom. Right, Mayor? And you know she pretends to be like everyone else. She's in her $1 million mansion. Don't get it twisted. We know, but these other loonies don't know. Because she's always, I'm just like you. No, you're not. I am not a millionaire. The last time I checked my bank account. They're not saying anything. So that's all I wanted. And I'm going to let you go so you can enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'll be on tomorrow, 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll have a great show, so make sure you're here, please. If you are enjoying this content and you are not subscribed, can I get one more person to hit the like button? We'll have 60 likes. That'll be the most likes I've had in a long time. And then I have a lot of people, they're older and they don't know, God bless them, they don't know to hit the like button. And there's like, I'm watching your videos, but they don't know to hit the like button. So, I just try to remind people. Sometimes people tell me they can't find it. He was here, I think, a couple of videos ago, Chicago. I think he's okay. What they do is send Generation X to clean house like grown up. Yes, CJ. Woohoo! Tijuana border jumper. Now that she's a millionaire, we aren't thieves like her. Tijuana. Facts. Okay. I told you, and I'll pull it up for you, where she a few years ago, she jumped out of her $90,000 Infiniti SUV. A police officer had pulled a black person over. She gets out of her $90,000 SUV. I want to make sure he's treating the brother right. And I'm thinking, this lady, give her an Oscar, give her an Emmy. She could care less. She jumped back in her $90,000 Infiniti SUV and drove onto her mansion. Get out of here. Everything with these people is theatrics, right? Yeah, I love Chubby too. Tina, thank you for everything you share, Miss Rowland. God bless. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Love you too. Tijuana. Thank you, sir. We love you, brother. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes, we do, Tijuana. We appreciate all of your support of the channel. Make sure you're here tomorrow now, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know where I'm going now. I am going to the chat section, and I'll talk to you as long as you're there. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. Get some little R&R time, folks. Don't run yourselves ragged. Monday will be here before you know it, okay? God bless you too, Dorian. All of you stay safe. I love you. God bless you. And I'm coming to talk to you right now in the chat section.